welcome to the Wednesday edition of 6 Stories at 6. I am Rakshita Mishra with you this evening, viewers. We start with one of the biggest stories that we're tracking from the country and across. The story number one will be how Bangladesh is on the boil once again. Protests are gripping Dhaka as Muhammad Yunus is losing ground. He's right now in Japan, but back home for him, a lot of protests, a lot of resistance that is being witnessed. Also, the second story that we're tracking for you is how India's battle-tested drones were supervised, and the testing was witnessed by Indian Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi at the Bawana field firing range in Uttar Pradesh. And India's military might, viewers, is on full display. We'll get you exclusive footage of these drones and loitering munitions also. Trump versus Harvard, how the Indian students are caught in the crossfire. How does it impact the Indian students? We'll tell you that on the show this evening. Also, how there is trouble only mounting for the illegal immigrants, viewers. There is a nationwide crackdown. We'll get you the ground reports only on 6 Stories at 6, viewers. Also, story number 5 is going to be Dino Morea, how the trouble is only increasing for him. His brother, the call records that have been established, that have been found out between him and the accused in the Methi River scam case. And finally, how the COVID new variant is causing another scare across India. The cases are only rising. We'll try and get you an expert on that. But first, we start with these visuals that we are going to play out for you from Bangladesh, viewers. Dramatic visuals that are coming from Dhaka as the BNP has been staging protest. Massive protest at the Naya Paltan in Dhaka was witnessed. Anti-Yunus protests are now picking up steam across Bangladesh, but especially in Dhaka, in the capital city of Bangladesh. There you have posters, banners, slogans, all being raised against Muhammad Yunus, who's the chief of the interim government. Remember, he's already facing pressure from the Bangladeshi army also, and he is facing an ultimatum now to hold elections, because this is not an elected government. Abid Anjum Trideep is joining us live from Dhaka for more on the situation. What are you witnessing around, Abid? Just show us around how the protests are taking shape and what are the demands?
The demands are, it is basically the political party BNP that they are trying to have the election as soon as possible. And they want to have the election. That is the most important thing. And they want a clear roadmap about how election will take place in the future. And because of that, many people of their team are here gathering in this protest. And they want the election as soon as possible. That is the most important thing.
Yes, if you could just show us around if the protests are still taking place, and just tell us that how this can be, very much ominous for, Yunus, because we've seen how the military is also not really in favor. And now, Yunus, before he left for Japan, he was also calling these youth protests, these student protests, a coup against him.
It is actually that much. It is about a political party that they are playing by this role. It is not the whole students or whole population that are against him. So I guess that there is some information, but the information that I want to give is that BNP as a national party, they are actually having a roadmap. They want a roadmap as soon as possible. And also they want election. And for that reason, the people are trying to hold some protests. And in this way, government is also trying their best to give an election by developing their country. That was their first goal after taking their powers. So I think that is the whole perspective of it.
All right. Right, Abid. Thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV with the inputs coming in from Dhaka on that story. Viewers, now we shift our focus to how India's military might is on full display and India continues to be battled ready. Now, General Upendra Dwivedi, the Chief of Army Staff, witnessed the cutting-edge demonstration of indigenous unmanned aerial systems, the counter-UAS technologies and the loitering munitions at the Bawana field firing ranges in Uttar Pradesh today. And these these drones and the LMs, the loitering munitions, played a huge role, a game-changing role in Operation Sindoor. Remember, these demonstrations are part of a broader effort to boost India's defense preparedness through advanced homegrown technology. Now, these advanced capabilities are all set to significantly boost the operational efficiency, force protection, and also precision engagement. All these are the features that enhance the Indian Armed Forces' effectiveness across the diverse and challenging terrains. We can put the visuals full frame, and these are visuals accessed by Republic TV, apart from the visuals that have been also released by the Army today. So the UAS showcase during this event is designed to offer real-time surveillance, target acquisition, and reconnaissance data in challenging operational scenarios, viewers. We are showing you these exclusive visuals from the Bawana field firing ranges and the visuals of those drones that have been tested and also used. The ISR drones are used in various missions that includes the border surveillance, battlefield reconnaissance, counterterrorism operations, and maritime domain awareness. Now, this is part of India's arsenal for Operation Sindoor. The Made in India battle-tested drones, how India have used these jam-proof drones, 18 to 30 kilometers deep strike capability, cutting-edge demos of these loitering munitions on your screens right now. Indigenous drones, loitering munitions, firepower has been tested, and that was being supervised by none other than the Army Chief himself today in the firing ranges in Bawana. That India, its military might is on full display, and that India continues to be ready, viewers, as the Operation Sindoor has only been paused. It is not over. That is the message that goes out loud and clear. Now, it's a war of ideologies playing out in America's most elite institutions, the Harvard. The President Trump is cracking down hard on the Ivy League universities, accusing them of enabling anti-Semitism and radical politics under the cover of campus protests. And leading the charge is Harvard, as I said, now staring down on the barrel of funding cuts, visa threats, and legal battle. And in this high-stakes standoff, billions are at risk, and so is the future of international education in the United States. Viewers, here's a full story.
Immigrants are under attack. What do? Stand up, fight back.
Donald Trump is going to war, not with a country, but with America's elite Ivy League schools. And Harvard is at the center of his political crosshairs. Since returning to the Oval Office in January, President Trump has unleashed a full-scale crackdown, accusing institutions like Harvard and Columbia of harboring anti-Semitism under the guise of pro-Palestine protests. Billions in federal research funding slashed. Over $2.6 billion gone. And now a fresh move. The Trump administration is ordering federal agencies to cancel another $100 million in contracts with Harvard.
Everybody knows they're anti-Semitic.
Trump has called Harvard a hotbed of liberalism and anti-Semitism.
Said when immigrants are under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back.
The school isn't backing down. Students are hitting the streets against Donald Trump's latest move. It hit back with a lawsuit accusing the administration of political interference in its leadership, governance, and admissions.
Our international students as a bargaining chip. He's threatening to revoke our school's hosting status unless we turn over a massive amount of disciplinary information and surveillance. This is information we are not legally required to give, and once he has it, he will use it for his own nefarious ends. He will use it to attack student protesters like all of you standing here today. Shame. The attack on Harvard and its international students is part of a deeper effort to defund and dismantle the academic world. It's an attempt to reroute our brightest researchers into private corporations, stripping academic institutions of their power.
The White House also moved to block new international student enrollments, visas under threat, tax-exempt status under review, and a chilling demand. Trump wants a list of names and home countries of all foreign students. But there is resistance. Last Friday, a federal judge appointed by Obama granted Harvard temporary relief, blocking the administration from stripping the university's student visa programs. Still, the Trump administration isn't backing down. Federal contracts could be wiped out completely, with orders already going out to identify which can be cancelled or diverted elsewhere.
I think it's a real shame because I've met so many incredible students from the Graduate School of Education who are international students, and some of my best friends are from the international space, and I've learned so much from them. And I think when we start limiting the diversity of the student body, then it's really limiting the learning experiences for students, because it's not just about what we learn in the classroom, it's also about the interactions in the space, in out of classroom spaces and peer interactions.
I do think that cutting funding, not only for this university, but universities generally, is very ridiculous. I think that research, funding, intellectual independence are things that have made the United States strong, have made universities strong, is the reason that we are like a beacon for the rest of the world. And I think that undermining those things, cutting those things, is not only a bad short-term view, but a horrendous long-term view.
Trump's message to Ivy League elites is clear: change your policies or lose everything. This is not just a policy fight. It's a political war with America's academic giants, and the battle lines are drawn.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
And for more on this, I'm being joined by Sudhanshu Kaushik, who is the Executive Director of NAAIS, that is the North American Association for Indian Students. Thanks so much, Mr. Kaushik, for joining us on Republic TV. Now, we've seen the crackdown that has been going on for weeks now, but in the latest, we also have the visa appointments being also cancelled. Now, how does this really impact the Indian students?
You started off this session by saying that it's Trump's war against higher elite educations. No, it's Trump's war against his own economy. All of this, whether it's the visa stoppage, whether it's the interviews that are coming in and the restrictions on it, whether it's about the funding and defunding of universities and institutions, basically what you're doing is taking a $50 billion economy that the U.S. benefits off every single year, and you're dismantling it piece by piece and instilling fear among international students who dream to be able to pursue higher studies in the United States, who won't be coming here. They will be fearful of coming to the United States. And I just don't understand why a sitting U.S. administration would want to have so much disruption, and not even the good kind of disruption, but economic disruption, where there are going to be college towns that are going to be lacking the sufficient amount of money that is being put in. By the way, when you look at the data, domestic enrollment in the United States had been decreasing for the past 5 years. This is why a lot of international students started coming in. How are they going to play them upkeep? It's going to destroy these institutions. And that's not just Ivy League institutions. It's state colleges. It's private universities. It's public universities who benefit so much.
Mr. Kaushik, also in the latest, before I let you go, there is this statement by the U.S. press, the White House press secretary also, where she says, Ms. Caroline Leavitt says that we need more plumbers, not LGBTQ graduates. How do you react to such a statement?
It's such trivial politics that they're putting in place. Caroline Leavitt can make a one-line statement and it can excite a very small amount of base. But I want to ask you this. What happens when the $90,000 tuition every year from only one student goes away, doesn't come back? What happens to that student when they're not going to be, contributing to the local economy?
Right.
You can make one-liners, but you can't disrupt an entire industry. This is really, really damaging. And listen, a lot of these Indian students that are coming in, they're not looking to protest. They're not activists. All they're trying to do is get a good education,
Right.
be able to get a good job, and contribute to their family, to their home, and to the United States as well. How is this going to help with any of that?
Absolutely. Well, of course, that is a big question, and there are many more questions that are looming. But thank you so much, Sudhanshu, for joining us on Republic TV with your reaction and your thoughts on this. Shifting focus to the crackdown on Bangladeshi immigrants, viewers, the illegal immigrants. They were living illegally in India. It's a nationwide operation that is going on. They were later taken into custody. Many of them have been identified, documents seized, and they have been taken into custody by the police. From Bareilly and Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh to the streets of the national capital, the authorities are stepping up the action against the Bangladeshi, the Rohingya migrants who are living illegally on Indian soil. With fresh arrests and deportation drives underway, here's a ground report from बरेली in उत्तर प्रदेश
में इस समय ऑपरेशन तलाश के जरिए लगातार ये अब जांच की जा रही है कि आखिर जो लोग यहाँ पर रहते हैं झुग्गी झोपड़ियों में क्या उनके पास वैध दस्तावेज है। केवल बरेली ही नहीं, देश भर के कई राज्यों में, कई जिलों में, कई झुग्गी झोपड़ियों में, कई हिस्सों में यह ऑपरेशन लगातार प्रशासन की तरफ से चलाया जा रहा है, जिसका मकसद केवल एक है कि आखिर हिंदुस्तान के अंदर कितने घुसपैठी ऐसे हैं जो देश को खोखला करना चाहते हैं। तस्वीरें मैं आपको दिखाऊं, जो लोग यहाँ पर रह रहे हैं इनसे भी देखिए लगातार पूछताछ की गई है। हालांकि इन लोगों के पास वैध दस्तावेज है, कोई भी इन्हें खतरा नहीं है। पुलिस से जब हमारी अधिकारियों से बात हुई, उन्होंने भी इस बात का जिक्र किया है और आने वाले दिनों में भी ऑपरेशन अभी 10 तारीख तक चलाया जाएगा। भैया, जांच हुई, आप लोगों से पूछताछ हुई है?
हाँ, आप लोग पूछताछ हुई कि आप आधार कार्ड दो और मुझे कागज दो, आप चौकी में पहुँचा आओ। अच्छा। हाँ, तो आप आधार कार्ड कई बार ना 2-3 बार ले गए। हाँ, कई बार लिया। हाँ, कई बार ले गए आधार कार्ड, रात भी लेके गए हैं सब।
क्या इधर वाले इलाके से कुछ लोगों को चिन्हित किया गया है जो लोग ऐसे रह रहे हो फर्जी तरीके से?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ। ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ ना।
सब लोग जितने रह रहे हैं सबके पास, आप लोग के पास सबके पास कागज वगैरह?
हाँ, सबके पास
है। तो आप लोग को डर वर तो नहीं है ना कि अब पुलिस आ रही है? तो
डर कुछ नहीं है, ये है कि आधार ले जाते हैं, वो सब फोटो कॉपी ले जाते हैं।
चलिए, कोई बात नहीं, पुलिस अपना काम कर रही है, डरने वाली बात नहीं है आप लोग को ना। तो देखिए, फिलहाल पुलिस अपना काम कर रही है, प्रशासन अपना काम यहाँ पर कर रही है। और ये जो मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूँ अब, जो इनके हाथों में देखिए जो दस्तावेज है, पुलिस कर्मचारी भी एक एक देखिए झोपड़ियों में कितने लोग रहते हैं, क्या वो करते हैं, कौन कौन से घर में सदस्य हैं, उनकी भी पहचान यहाँ पर की जा रही है। यहाँ पर पुलिस भी अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभा रही है ताकि पहचान की जा सके कि आखिर कितने घुसपैठी है, आखिर देश में छुप कर बैठे हैं जो देश को खोखला करना चाहते हैं और दीमक की तरह जो देश को देखिए लगातार चाट रहे हैं। यही नहीं, पूरे देश भर में ऑपरेशन इसीलिए क्योंकि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को हमने जिस तरह से अंजाम दिया, पाकिस्तान की नापाक हरकत, बांग्लादेशियों की नापाक हरकत कहीं हिंदुस्तान के अंदर दिखाई ना दे। देखिए, ये जो मैं आपको पूरा इलाका दिखा रहा हूं, लगभग सैकड़ों इसी तरह से यहाँ पर झुग्गियां हैं, झोपड़ियां हैं, जहां पर ये ऑपरेशन इसी तरह से चलाया जाएगा और ये आने वाले दिनों में भी ये बड़ा ऑपरेशन आप देखेंगे। यही नहीं, अभी 10 जून तक ये ऑपरेशन चलने वाला है। 58 अगर मैं बात करूं तो टीमों का गठन किया गया 29 थाना क्षेत्रों में और पहचान की जा रही है। लगभग 50 से ज्यादा अभी तक लोगों को चिन्हित भी किया गया है।
In a fresh development, Delhi police has detained 88 people from Southwest District area. While speaking to the Republic TV, Southwest District DCP Surinder Chaudhary has confirmed that initially they have nabbed 121 people, and after the verification they have found out that 88 people were illegal immigrants who came from Bangladesh. Behind me you can see the visual of this very area where we are standing right now. Earlier, Delhi police team has arrived in this area. Not only in this very area, what we have seen that they have also visited Safdarjung enclave area, Vasant Kunj South area, Kapashehra area, Sagarpur area and Delhi Kant area. And from those area what we have seen that a total of initially 142 illegal immigrants were basically found out by the Delhi police team since December 26, 2024. And in a fresh development, what we have seen that 88 people have been nabbed by the Delhi police Southwest District team, and what we are seeing that in this fresh development, the deportation process has already begun in the guidelines of Home Ministry. Because if you see earlier, Union Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah has made it very clear that those who have been living in the national capital illegally must be deported back.
Now, the desilting of the Methi River, a crucial drainage artery for Mumbai, is at the heart of a 65 crore rupees scam that involves Bollywood actor Dino Morea. It was just 2 days back when actor Dino Morea and his brother Santino were questioned for nearly 8 hours by the Economic Offences Wing of the Mumbai Police in connection with alleged links to an arrested middleman in the case, and that is who's called Ketan Kadam, which has already seen multiple arrests and significant political fallout as well, viewers. Now, Dino Morea appeared before the Economic Offences Wing today, and this is the second time that in the last 3 days that the actor was called for questioning. Among other things, the brothers were being questioned about their alleged links with middleman Ketan Kadam, who has been arrested in the case along with another accused, Jay Joshi. When Republic confronted Dino Morea on his links to the cash, here's how he reacted.
Mr. Dino Morea, do you know Ketan Kadam? Mr. Dino Morea, do you know Ketan Kadam? Mr. Dino Morea!
Dino, how do you know Ketan Kadam? Dino, how do you know Ketan Kadam? You received any commission in this case? Was there any political influence in this case? Did Aditya Thackeray help you? क्या आदित्य ठाकरे ने आप बताइए कोई कमीशन मिला आपको? कोई कमीशन आपको मिला?
All right, so the final story of this edition, viewers. The number of COVID-19 cases in India has been steadily increasing, with Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala accounting for the majority of new infections. And now, as of Tuesday night, the nation had 1,010 active cases, according to the Health Ministry. Now, a new virus subvariant, NB1.8.1 was found in a Tamil Nadu sample and sent to India's Genome Sequencing Consortium in SACOG for analysis. Chandigarh has reported the first COVID death also today, viewers. Now, these are the figures and the to-do list that we're running for you, what one should do in such a case. But now we also have a guest joining us right now on the broadcast, Dr. Puthu Dekane. He is from Manipal Hospitals. He is joining us live on the broadcast. Dr. Dekane, tell us the more details about this new variant, how dangerous it could be, because there is a death also that has been reported today.
Right. So we don't know much about this new variant. It is still being researched, and NIV and the state authorities are investigating it. As far as its severity or deadliness, it is more, any variant is more likely to affect people who are more elderly or who are more immunocompromised, have some long health conditions. So as of right now, we don't know for sure whether this variant is more virulent than the previous variants, but because it's a new variant, it's likely to infect all of us because we haven't been exposed to it earlier.
All right, so there could be any specific symptoms that have been observed as far as this variant is concerned, sir?
So symptoms have more and large been the same. Most of the times it is upper respiratory symptoms which do happen, like fever, running nose, some throat pain, cough. In severe cases, it can cause a lower respiratory infection and can form a pneumonia, and that is the situation when things get serious. But as of right now, we don't have any specific or a pathognomic feature which sort of differentiates this variant from the other based upon symptoms. These are the same symptoms which have been there for COVID since 2020.
All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Dekane, for joining us on Republic TV with your insights on this, in fact, update on the COVID variant. Right now, viewers, that's all we could pack in this edition of 6 Stories at 6. Live and breaking continues on the other side. Don't go anywhere.